tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.
Welcome. I'm Amy Honey.
I'm still Jamie Honey.
We have a couple people in. We've got Stephanie BB. We've got
Hey, Stephanie BB.
We've got Jennifer Lude. Welcome. You guys are new. We met you guys over the Black Friday, and so you're new to the Meet the Authors show. So welcome. This is Meet the Authors.
I know, because we've had a couple of technical difficulties. Well, society had a couple of technical difficulties, so we lost one show. Yeah, and so we're glad you're all here, and we've got an awesome author, Nettie Owens, who's going to be sharing some wonderful insights, and we're going to be talking about her book and some of the other wonderful experiences that she's had for you to get it straight from the author's mouth.
And I'll be adding you all to the wheel of names, so we will do a prize draw.
We will.
Yeah.
And I will not refrain from bad jokes through the course of this interview either.
He will continue. He always does. And Jimmy,
I got an early Christmas present. I can do 10 jokes a day now.
He's allowed. That's his allotment before the family starts rolling their eyes. Okay.
I can only do 3 while people are around me. The rest of the 7 I've got to just amuse myself. But hey, I had detention a lot as a child. I'm used to that.
Okay. So I want to welcome Nettie Owens. She is a CPO/CD. She's an internationally recognized and award-winning expert, author, and sought-after speaker on accountability and productivity, which I love that topic. Owens' methodologies are brain-based, researched, and backed by science. And through training, speaking, coaching, writing, and more than 100 video interviews on what businesses need to know right now. And that's the book. It's in the carousel below. You can buy it right now. You can get to know her and then decide, but throw that in your cart right now, and you can decide on that later. She brings over 17 years worth of ideas on productivity, accountability, leadership, and entrepreneurship to the community and beyond. And she seeks to create an environment of success where all voices are heard and where businesses can be done differently. What?
Like just all voices are heard? Because I've been told not to listen to some of those. Well, not right now. Some of the
maybe
voices.
maybe not your voice.
Oh my! Come on back, guys.
you, maybe not you.
All my imaginary friends get a voice now.
Woo-hoo. Anyway, let's give a very warm Amazon welcome to Nettie Owens. Woo! Hello, Nettie.
Hello, Amy and Jamie. Jamie, I've got something for you. I'm not sure if Amy will approve.
Go for it. I don't care.
Board Panda had like 128 Christmas jokes, puns, and all sorts of funnies that will help you with your 10 jokes a day. So I'm going to find that link and drop it for you too.
Awesome. Thank you,
that.
We love that. We love that.
There should be more jokes in the world.
Everybody
and not just running for politics.
Everybody in the chat is saying hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy L. Evans, Jennifer Lude, Stephanie, they are all welcoming you. Amazon customer who just started following us, change your name so we can call you something other than Amazon customer because you're all Amazon customers.
Yeah. So the winner of today's wheel is the Amazon customer. Oh, that's everyone. Hey, and that reminds me, everybody that's out there on those other platforms that we're live streaming to right now, come on over to Amazon Live. Drop your name into the chat there, say hello to us, and you'll go on the entry wheel for our prize wheel. That's it. You just got to let us know you're here, and that's all it takes to get entered into the prize wheel. We give opportunity for extra entries as well, and then you can win a prize when we spin that prize wheel. So come on over. We're here at Amazon. The quickest way to find us is to go to happyhoneys.com. That's Happy Honeys, HappyHoneys.com. And in the top left-hand corner, there is Amazon Live. Click that tab, and they'll bring you straight in here to us and say hello and meet Nettie Owens and get to ask her some poignant questions. Or grab that link and start practicing those jokes on everybody. I think that's our real takeaway from this. We can finish the chat.
I
mean,
think
I'm
there
done.
will
I'm
be
good.
more. All of you, I've added you all to the prize wheel. The first 6 in always get double entry.
Woohoo!
Awesome. So Nettie, I guess the first question that we should ask you is what is CPO-CD? Because
don't you know, Amy?
go ahead, you tell me.
I'm waiting for Jamie.
Certified professional organizer.
Oh,
Good.
Sorry, my accent, the last part doesn't quite translate.
Fluffer nutter? I don't think that was what we were talking about. In chronic disorganization. So not just certified organizer, which is definitely a thing, but my specialty is in challenges that have persisted beyond just the normal range of things.
Right. And you worked originally with, if I've got this right, like ADHD people and people that were struggling with things that a lot of us take for granted. And from that, you were able to create processes that people that take it for granted could take it for granted a lot easier with more success.
Agreed. Yep, absolutely. So my original training is in working with people who have ADHD, anxiety, depression, OCD, PTSD, brain-based challenges, and helping to create an environment of success. And I did that in the residential realm. And then I started seeing that many of those same challenges our business owners were facing. And so if we could solve it here, we could solve it there. And so I brought the things that I had learned from so many years in the residential realm into the business world. And it gives me a little different perspective than just your run-of-the-mill MBA. To have that life experience. So project management, I kind of figured if I can help somebody get to a better space if they're in a hoarded environment, then we can certainly tackle your business challenges and in the same way and get you to a better space. So
that's very cool. And so tell us again what the CPO-CD stands for.
Oh, you had it right. So Certified Professional Organizer in Chronic Disorganization.
Yeah, I was way off with what I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan. I thought it was like, there's CP3O. So I thought it was CPO closet droid. It's like, I'm a robot, but no one knows.
Well, it's funny you would say that because my husband is a computer scientist, specifically in robotics, and works on self-driving vehicles for a company that actually just went public to do self-driving trucks.
Wow, that's so cool.
That is so cool. Quick, bring him in. I mean, no.
I put the dog in his office so that he wouldn't bark during this time together, and I'd have to run up and grab him and bring him down here. So,
oh, that is so cool. So I was close.
R2 3 CPO. We had a few people join us. We had Tanya and also PC Phil, which I thought PC Phil would really appreciate. Your husband's profession and also RG Long Investments. So welcome, you guys.
Welcome, folks. It's great to chat to you all again.
So we have Nettie Owens with us, and we have her book down below. It's called What Businesses Need to Know Right Now. So what made you decide to write this particular book?
So I actually wrote the book after I had started doing interviews. It was the start of the pandemic and everything was just up in the air. There was a lot of confusion for everyone, but certainly for businesses on how to navigate this completely new landscape. So I started doing interviews with experts and just said, I need to know the one thing that you think a business owner needs to know right now. And I had a lot of these conversations, 47 actually. And after we had gathered, the interviews, I was speaking to Jennifer McGinley, and she said, we should put these into a book. Let's get these into a book. And so we basically transcribed the interviews, pulling out all the salient points, making it readable, and put them into the book, which is here. I've highlighted some of my favorites if we want to talk about any of those elements, but I know Jamie. Yes, Jamie, you're my new best friend. I just want to let you know.
Thank you. And you're my best friend now too.
For today. So,
Great.
so yeah, it was really
Fine,
in
I need a
response to that challenge. Oh, sorry.
I said, great. Can you pick him up at 5? I need a break.
It's Jamie sitting.
Yes.
Actually, we're up, because we used to live up in Washington State, and what's the capital there? Olympia. I always think of the Greek gods. We're heading off to Olympia.
RG Long has a RG Long has a question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And
You weren't
to
finished.
finish,
with your,
no.
I didn't realize you were finished.
No. That's called a lead-in.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And now the significant part of the story that links to the Jamie sitting comment by Nettie. They had a pub there that says husband babysitting hours written on the side of the brick wall. So you can drop them off, go shopping, and pick them up later.
Awesome. Welcome, Matthew. Welcome, Candy. So RG Long wants to know, how do you decide who to do business with?
Ooh, excellent.
I know my answer. I'd love to know yours.
Yeah. So is this in general, or is this for the interviews? I'm just curious. I'm going to answer
I think in general.
Yeah. And then if you'd like to know specifically how I chose who was in this book, I can answer that too.
Yes.
So who do I do business with? I look for people who are who they say they are. So I look for people who are showing up the same way across the board, and have not just the experience, because I think that's kind of a common thing to look for these days. We look for experience as far as that they've gotten the results they say they're going to get. They have customers who give good testimonials, but also the expertise, which means that they've either gone to school for this particular topic, or they've done research on it, or they have a number of years in business, that would give that expertise. So I look for both. I think you need kind of a combination. And sometimes we lean too heavily to just expertise, which means you might have a lot of knowing, but not a lot of doing, or just experience, which means that you might have gathered that experience kind of in a bubble without that academic rigor that comes from challenging your perspectives.
I love that.
I love that. That's what I talk about in one of our little talks that we do, is the concept of, like, they say knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is power, because through the applying, which you're saying experience, gives you a greater depth of understanding, which leads to wisdom. So that combination of having an education, having this background, having these modalities of other people's thought forms collected and then put into practice for you to have a down-to-earth, common base experience with, gives you a unique perspective. It's not this or that. In the real life, it is this, and now I'm living it and doing it. And that integrity is utmost for myself with people to work with.
Inspired Lightwork joined us and said, fabulous, Nettie.
Woohoo!
So one of the things that I look for, and PC Phil said, get a background check on everybody.
That may or may not give you the results you're looking for, but
right. Right. And the other thing I say is contract. But the other thing that I look at, first thing I look at, is what are their current business relationships like, and how long have they had them? Because
that's a really good measure.
Yeah, because one of the companies we worked for a ways back, the guy had pretty much blown through all of his business people. Like he had big business deals with very big names, but he wasn't friends with any of them anymore.
He would drop those names to get their credibility attached to him. Yet he himself wasn't living up to that credibility
or working with them anymore.
Yeah.
And so we started looking at it, and there was just so many red flags with this company that we ended up leaving. But afterwards, what we did was we went, look, we took a look and we said, wait a minute, he doesn't have any long-term relationships. Absolutely none. And except other than like a spouse, and kids, but business-wise, and his version of it was everybody screwed him over. Right. And so it was like, wait a minute, you're the common denominator here. And like, I look for people with long-term business relationships. So another guy I work with out of Australia, love this guy. One of his, two of his main people, he's known since high school. And they work with him, 40 years. So that, to me, that was super impressive.
So that's a good, a couple of good measures there, folks. do a little bit of research around the business you're thinking of working with, not just reading their link to their webpage that they sent you, because that's very much a one-sided explanation of life and experience.
Absolutely. So, Nettie, what are some of the highlights of the book and the process of writing it?
Sure. So, what I found after doing these interviews, which is not something that I expected. I mean, my intention, remember, was to give people information they could use immediately. Like, what do we do to solve this, dramatic change in life right now and how we're doing business? What I found was what people were sharing were good business practices, period. So the learning is whether there is a crisis or business is going along as usual, there are certain things that are going to help you succeed in business, and you can be putting them into place no matter what's happening around you. The good thing that came out of the pandemic, it was a good thing for some people who were open to this, was that it gave an opportunity to kind of reset the game board. And that might that might mean changing what you were offering, or perhaps realigning with your values, or moving more strongly in a particular direction. All of that was an opportunity. And it's hard when change comes so dramatically, but at the same time, if you're open to it, there's typically an opportunity, and most entrepreneurs just really thrive on that opportunity that becomes available when there's a crisis. So that's one of the big learnings that came out of the book. The other thing that was a learning for me was just how strongly people emphasized relationship. So the way that they made it through this particular challenge was falling back on relationship. And that goes back to what you were saying about, looking at the relationships that business owners have over the long term. Are those strong relationships in other places that you can be confident that they're going to build a strong relationship with you as well? So tapping into those relationships with their customers, with their vendors, with their employees, and the book talks a lot about how you can strengthen those relationships. So, the first thing I did was start interviewing people, sometimes up to 5 interviews a week, just getting as much information as I could. And those interviews are all still available, that you can watch the original. You'll see, feel, sense the urgency, that came from that particular time, but they're all on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
And available. You can also go to whatbusinessesneedtoknow.com, and there's a link to all of the original videos. And then we worked, through this process of transcribing it. There were only a couple that, as we got into it, didn't fit the rigorous standard, that I hold to bring that information to you. But for the most part, people had really interesting things to say and really important things to say. And there's something you can learn from each story. What I love about this book and how we set it up is that you could literally turn to any page and just, it's basically a little vignette. So it gives you a summary of who's talking, the main takeaway, the questions that we're going to ask. So you can kind of skip through to what might be relevant. This particular section is by Jim Reese of Offit Kerman, and it's about virtual networking. And so many people had never networked virtually, and virtual networking wasn't as prominent. We forget, at this point, how unusual and strange it was to be on video like this and doing business in this particular way. And this talks about, what you might need to do to change from a in-person networking experience to virtual, what you bring with you. And then at the end, we pull out 3 action steps that you can apply immediately. And then every one of our interviewees was so generous. Their LinkedIn information is down at the bottom so that you can connect directly to them. And if there's a question you want to ask, say you wanted to ask Jim a question about what he meant, when he talked about what you should do to attend a virtual event, you could just message him. That's so cool. You could just reach out to, the person, the expert, and ask them a question directly. So that was a great section. And it's divided then further into kind of main categories. Something that was happening too was this movement for diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness. So we have a whole section on that addresses the protests and the calls to action, that were happening at that time, and how that applies to business and how you need to think about that as a business owner and what you'll use from it. Just really interesting, the perspectives that came in there. People whose business it wasn't, as far as diversity and inclusiveness, but talking about how those topics have applied to them and what they felt business owners should know going forward, and others, who are squarely in that space. So that section is really a favorite of mine.
Awesome.
That's very cool. So people grab this book because it's not just full of really great information that you can use again and again to improve your business, as well as how to connect in relationships, but it's also a rolodex for you to have connection to these people that are giving all this phenomenal information from a success base.
It's true. And there's something even cooler, that if you grab this book and you grab the link, I can share a link with you if that's okay. Once you grab the book, I can type it in. Okay. So once you grab the book, I have a thank you page, and many of these contributors provided resources like assessments that you could use, or a consultation on that particular topic, literally thousands of dollars worth of connection, tools, resources that they gave to our readers. So if you grab this book,
get that if they purchase the book, right?
They get it if they purchase the book.
So just purchase the book. That's
I know, it's super, super easy. Purchase the book, get those resources, so you can dig deeper into these topics.
PC Phil goes, what's a Rolodex?
well, PC, let me tell you what it was like back in my day. Yes, we had an onion tied to our belt. Yes. It's not vampires. Well, there's no vampires. Yes, the word you're looking for is thank you, Jamie. It was my generation. And that reminds me of a story.
He goes, it's next to the card catalog, right?
Yes.
See, in Australia, we got electricity by pedaling bikes really fast. It's only just recently that we tapped into a grid.
So anyway, Inspired Lightwork said there's even a section on spiritual leadership. And they also said those interviews were awesome, great information in 10 minutes or less. So I'm assuming Inspired Lightwork that you've read the book. Is this someone you know?
Yes, it's Dana Moore, and she not only read the book, she is in the book, and she talks about spiritual leadership in a way that actually, that's the section. Her interview kicks off the section on leadership in general.
Oh, I love it.
And her main takeaway here is that adding spiritual practice to your day can help you to lead with clarity, confidence, and compassion. And it's really looking at leadership in a different way than we often do. So thank you, Dana, for your words here and for being with us today.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the support. We love your comments, Dana. And if you have any other books that you've written on Amazon, feel free to get my information from Nettie. We'd love an interview.
I like that spiritual leadership. That's part of what whenever Amy and I work, we would, prior to the COVID situation, we were traveling most weekends to different cities and doing large seminars. And then, much like your book talks about, everything changed, and we went to doing live seminars in a virtual format, which was a fun shift, because I only had to wear my suit from here up.
And I didn't put on a pair of heels for 2 years.
Barefoot and jogging pants. Yeah. Okay, everybody, professionalism in the marketplace. It's hiding.
That's in here. I think we addressed that.
Yeah, I don't know where I was heading with that. I got sidetracked by the turkeys walking up the hill. Oh, hang on, that's not me.
Well, it's been Thanksgiving here in the States, so I'm not sure how many turkeys survived that holiday.
So we also have a book down here called Traction, and Traction, Get a Grip on Your Business. And you told me this was your favorite book. Can you tell me about Traction and why it's your favorite?
Yes, I have my copy here, just like my book that I was sharing. I've noted my favorite sections and things like that because I do refer back to it pretty regularly. But one of the reasons why I love Traction so much is we've talked a lot about my work to create an environment of success, right? And one of the ways to do that is to have systems and processes in place for your business. But those systems and processes have to follow guidelines, and Traction talks about setting your business's vision and then creating the plan to actualize that vision, and then communicating that to your team and having markers along the way to ensure that you are sticking to the plan, that you're making progress, addressing the things that come up. So what I love about Traction is that it very closely follows the methodology that I share with my clients on how to create that plan and then stick to it. So when I'm looking for a recommendation on a book that's going to help you create and implement a strategic plan, Traction is that book. And it's just really, really clear. It shares why you would want to do that. And then it has the tools. Like, I love books that help you implement right away. Because we talked about that expertise, if not applied, it's not going to actually get you very far. And Jamie said, you gain wisdom by applying that expertise. So Traction's all about that implementation to ensure that you reach your goals. And it's an easy, quick read. It's something that you can keep by your work desk and make sure that you refer back to it often.
I love books like that. I love books that I can refer back to or look back through or get more information from later. I love those types of books.
Yeah, I love that they those kinds of books that take you to the next step rather than here's all the information, now good luck about what you do with it. It's kind of like here's some action steps.
I love books that give action steps.
Like your book and and I do remember what my tangent was about before.
Okay. Bring it back around, Jamie.
Adding value to people is like the inspired light worker, the leadership from Dana Moore. Adding value to a person, no matter who that person is or where they are in some hierarchical status of, like, whether they're your server or your president of the company, you're still acting from the same honest point of view of how can I make your day better in this moment. And so everybody we relate to, we do that for the design purpose of, if we improve your day, our day's going to improve as well. So when we did that in business, we found that at times we'd be like, hey, what you're looking for right now is not what we're offering. There's this over here or that over there, but this isn't the best thing for you. And then 6 months later, they've come straight back. It's like, hey, look, out there's so many people that are dishonest. I'd rather get something honestly from you that is going to kind of work than something that's promised over the moon out there and there's nothing behind it backing. So we find that by being honest and serving, like for sales is service first, and then all the other things will fall into line. So I'm interested to look at that leadership chapter as well, and definitely the Traction book in regards to how to get going with that, how to start, some action step you can do.
I love it. That's great.
Unlike my Traction.
So how do you see, this is going to be my last question for you. How do you see?
And then I only have 46 more.
How do you see business changing in the future because of the pandemic?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think in some ways, now I'm going to acknowledge the fact that for many women and many professional women, the pandemic has been a detriment, right? That it has, it's put a heavy burden, on women. However, on the flip side of that, I do think the pandemic has opened up an opportunity for people to come to the table, basically, that maybe haven't had a voice before, because so much kind of happened all at the same time with the pandemic, and then the Black Lives Matter movement and other things, in that realm. So I think it's giving people an opportunity that maybe haven't had a voice before, but I also think our ability to adapt, is going to be something that we carry forward in kind of knowing that there is uncertainty all the time. We had this veil that there wasn't, like, oh, things will always be the same. The plan I make today will be the plan I implement tomorrow. All of that kind of stuff that we thought was true. We very quickly learned that it was never true. We just had this perception that it was. And so the more that we can be open to change and we can adapt when situations arise, I think that's a really big takeaway that we will have from the pandemic going forward. I think also this return to like the basics about what is good business and what works in business, relying on our people, like a much bigger focus on people and serving people. I think that's a lot of what the Great Resignation has to do with is, people demanding a better workplace, a better interaction with their company that they're working for. That's something that's come out of the pandemic. And I think even though it's rocky right now, it's going to be something that improves going forward.
That's really good news, I think, because it has to change. It can't stay the way it was. I'm watching it. I'm seeing it in my own daughter. She was in the workplace. She's been in service industry, which is notoriously very toxic, from the management down. And even during that, I won't say the company name, but she was working for them, and she was like, I'm not comfortable working. I have a son that can't, and at that time there was no vaccinations.
Right.
And so all of a sudden she gets an email from them. You got to come back into work tomorrow, because they'd shut down because it was a restaurant. So it was shut down. So as soon as they were allowed to open up, they sent and said, hey, you got to come back to work next week. Here's your schedule. And she was like, I'm not quite comfortable yet. And so then she just kind of she didn't even get an email or anything. She just got it was like an email about her severance or her thing. She didn't get told she was fired. It was just like, she was just fired, Inspired Lightwork says, Nettie's been integral in creating spaces and welcoming voices from the margins to the table. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. And it's been until this last few years that I did not realize, because I'm a grandma, so I'm older, and I didn't realize how misogynistic the world was, because I've always been an entrepreneur. I haven't worked a lot in corporate. I've worked with seminar companies, but that's still entrepreneur. I'm still my own business. And so I didn't realize so many of the things and the ways that they kept women down. Women weren't even allowed to own their own credit cards until 1974. That was in my lifetime. That threw me. And then another interesting fact that I just recently learned, and I asked my daughter, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, I had no idea. But it wasn't until 1988 that women were allowed to get a business loan on their own. They had to have a cosigner from a male up until that point. And it was like 1988. Like, that was, oh my God. Yeah, so it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's not just, women, obviously we're going to relate to that pretty strongly, but there are so many others, that I really appreciate. I'm going to just call out Dr. AJ Gidi Gupta, because she talks about when you create an environment, a workplace environment that is inclusive of all voices, you have a better place to work. So it's not just women, but it's people who learn differently. It's people who have different physical abilities. It's people with different ethnic backgrounds. It's people with different religious backgrounds or different sexual orientations, like all of that, which these are all groups of people who have all been marginalized, up until recently. They still are, and so the more we create a space where that works for them, we create a better work environment. They're going to have an idea that connects to a customer that you never thought of, just because you are only looking from your one lens or perspective. And that time that you create a work environment that helps your employee because they have a traumatic brain injury, you actually help all of your employees, because that's just going to be a better work environment that's healthier for everyone. So there's just so much that can be done when we are thinking about instead of, just creating something that works for one specific type of person. When we create that universal standard, it's a better place for your business, for your people, for your vendors, and then ultimately for you. Your business is going to do better because of it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's always been that way through the health industry too, as far as and fitness. The original body mass index was done on one white male. It was based off one white guy, one white male.
I'm done.
So it doesn't take into account, like according to the charts, like even when I'm in my best shape, I'm obese.
Right.
Because it's not based on a female, and it's not based on a female with muscle.
Right.
And so it's been this way throughout history, where we've just taken one population of one thing and then based our entire hypothesis or everything around it on that one individual.
Yep.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary on early medicine where they're like, well, the cadavers were just male specimens, and they figured, well, females are exactly the same with just more hormones. So that's like, no.
Wait a minute.
I've never seen a guy have a baby. I'm pretty sure we're a little different.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Nettie. Oh, you got something else? Do you have a question?
I do have a question. I've got 46 of them.
I know. I was about to say he's got 47. I only haven't heard like one.
Yeah. Okay, I'll condense it down to just one important one. So,
okay.
You help a lot of different people, businesses, companies with your own business, and you started this interviewing of other successful businesses, 47 of them. Was there something that you became aware of through this process that you implemented for yourself and your clients?
Ooh, that's juicy, Jamie. That's a really good question. What did I implement for myself or my clients? I think I've said I learned a lot from that diversity segment, because even not being white male, I still had perceptions and things that I came with. And so I think, going back to Dana's comment, that my desire to be more inclusive and give a platform for people who have not had that platform before was amplified during this. As I looked for people to interview, I was very careful. If I had, if I had two people I was considering, and one is, a voice that has had less of an opportunity to get out there, I chose the second. So you'll see a pretty balanced representation in here between men and women, between white and non-white, and I like, as far as a diversity that extends beyond that, we aimed for it. It's not 50-50. I'm being 100% honest there, but you will see more balanced perspectives. It's something that I look for myself. And so I do think that was amplified for me during this process. I also want to point out that this is volume 1 in this series. And it's not pretty, is volume 2, which will come out in March. So, we've continued with these interviews, and the intention is to continue further, because there's always something that is relevant that we can learn. And why not have this sort of compendium that you can just refer to as needed? As you're coming up with challenges throughout your business day or week, you can say, okay, we didn't even touch on sales or marketing or productivity as in here, right? Communication, financial issues, people, technology. Just grab it and like, okay, this is what I need to know. This is what I need to apply on this topic.
I love it. That's so great.
That's so cool, because you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Chapter 2. Here's the carrot. Ding, 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 ding. It's coming soon. Stay tuned. Same back channel, same organized show, same organized people.
And we can always have you on again, when you're book launches.
No, that's it. I mean, my schedule is full. I can delete these people though. Yeah, that person never laughed at my jokes. They're out for sure. You've got a spot.
Yes.
What
I'll come
I
back.
really like is like one of the key books that is referenced all the time, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Well, chapter 9 about the mastermind effect. This book is a powerful mastermind with 47 other mindset people that are creating success out of chaos, where a lot of people hit the panic button, went, ah, they went, ah, what can I do? And it's not a competition though, but I do have one little question for you. Who asked the best question, Nettie, me or Amy?
Say him.
Well, so here's the thing. You only asked one question, but it was really good. She asked more questions, so I had more to draw from. It's like putting your winning ticket in, but definitely you, for sure.
Thank you. It's not a time to be diplomatic. I've got a score chart here, and I need to catch up.
He needs more validation than I do too.
That's right.
It's true.
It comes from inner self-worth, Jamie. I just want to let you know that. That's where it starts, right?
Oh, so I need to feed my inner self-worth. Here comes some inner self-worth pizza.
Tanya said I should be a millionaire if I go by that. Awesome. Well, Nettie, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you have a really busy day and you got turkeys to go chase. So thanks for joining.
Thank you so much for having me here. This was a blast.
Awesome. Have a great day. Awesome. You guys stick around. We have prizes. I've got your guys' names on the prize wheel. We have products to show you. And
products and discounts.
We'll start right away with the Exerscribe. This is the red light. Oh my gosh, you guys. What does this have to do with books? Well, I'll tell you.
Tell me what it does. Come on now, Amy, don't keep it above. Give that information down to the mouth. Everybody now from the top to the south.
Oh, Tanya wants to know if I get my wheel. Do you want to do it today or do you want to do it tomorrow?
We were planning to do it tomorrow, Tanya.
Yep.
Right there.
But if you want to do it today, we can do it.
We can do the spin today.
Today, if you want. So, so this is the Exerscribe. And what does this have to do with books? This takes pain out of the joints, and it's easier for me to hold the book with my thumbs.
Not only that, if you're thinking of being an author writing, there's different modalities in which you can transcribe your information. Typing, Amy's a typer, so this helps her type with the chapters in our book. Also, if you like the old pen and paper, we're writing your gratitude every day increases your productivity by 15%. Ain't that interesting? I just learned that this morning, a little study done on the positive aspects of gratitude. Daily gratitude will increase your productivity by 15% and reduce the cortisol, the stress hormone in the body, by 10%. Doing it gratitude journal weekly only gives you a 5% increase. So isn't that interesting?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because we've got journals that you can buy as well.
Oh, wow. There you go. See how I linked that?
Nettie said, here's the Christmas jokes as promised. Awesome.
Woohoo!
Board Panda Christmas jokes. Awesome. So this is just 3 minutes a day. This is the best price I've seen on this. This really relieves the pain. It's incredible. Just 3 minutes a day. It's only $81.59. Are there any extra discounts on that, Jamie? Can you check on that for me?
Yeah.
But basically, I'll just do a thumb treatment while I'm watching TV or while I'm doing whatever.
Reading a book.
Yes. Listening to Audible. I listen to Audible a lot. 32% price drop. This is the least.
37%.
This is the least we've seen it.
Yeah, 81.59 cents currently right now for me.
This is a great Christmas gift. I hope my mom's not listening, but she's getting one of these for Christmas. So my mom's not listening.
Well,
she doesn't watch my shows. She didn't watch. She's not watching.
She's playing solitaire on the computer.
Yeah, she's too busy. But yeah, she's getting one of these for Christmas as well.
Yeah. So it does actually come with little protective lights, goggles for you to wear to protect you from the light, and it has how's different colors?
No, it's just got the same one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just one. It's just infrared. It's infrared technology. It's got anti-inflammation technology as well as anti-pain and pain relief technology. So it's really, really awesome. I absolutely love this thing. So that's that. We also have the Vibe massager, and Tanya said tomorrow is cool. We could do it today. I don't have the prize wheel up, and I'm not sure if Jamie has the prize wheel all set for everything that's on.
There will be extra prizes on the prize wheel tomorrow, Tanya.
Yeah, so you're better off to do it tomorrow. So if it's cool with you, we'd love to spin it for you tomorrow. But yay! I'm glad you reminded us. We didn't forget though.
Yeah, my note.
We have your note on the computer.
Very neatly written too, I must say.
RG Long said, sorry, you got a call. Thanks, Nettie. Awesome. Okay, so this next thing is the Vibe massager.
The what massager?
The Vibe massager.
Vibe massager.
It's got a bunch of different attachments. Now, there have a bunch of these guns out. However, and I've tried a bunch of them. This is by far the best one. What I like the most of it is how easy it is to hold. What?
Oh, I was just going to say one of the Christmas jokes. I've 171 Christmas jokes shared with us by Nettie. Okay, I'll stop doing them.
No, do it. Go ahead.
What do you call people who are afraid of Santa? Claustrophobic.
Ba-dum-bum.
Okay.
Awesome.
So this is the Vibe. It's the ergonomic handle is, just lift that up again and show them, Amy. The ergonomic handle is one of the best I've seen. It's the most comfortable in the hand, especially because it's going to vibrate when you're in the hand. You want to not be having to hold tightly. Otherwise, that vibration is going to go into your actual own hand. This is designed in such a way that the massaging impulse impact is going into the muscle through this area, as opposed to also vibrating your hand. It's very comfortable to hold, which I never realized how significant it was until we got the Vibe. Prior to that, I'd used other ones, and I noticed a big difference there.
It feels really smooth. This one is super smooth. It's just such a good one. And all the different attachments are great.
It's so smooth. The other day, Amy walked past it in the kitchen and it went, hey, baby, you want a hot chocolate?
And I said,
I'll make you some tea.
And I said, why, yes. Absolutely.
Smooth.
PC Phil said you guys are on Wednesday. Yeah, every Wednesday, Unboxing the Unknown. Normally at 11 o'clock, but we've switched our times to 10 a.m. So, but yes, we are on tomorrow. Absolutely. Okay. The next one is Exit Rich. It's by Sharon Lecter. She just spoke last night here in Las Vegas.
Yep.
7 o'clock. Her and James Dentley. Do you remember James?
I know James.
Yeah.
He sends me messages now and then.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was going to be in town. So he's in town too. The book Exit.
We were on a panel together once, and that's where we met many years ago.
I've been on a panel with all those.
I know. The success panel.
Success panel.
Okay. It's always funny because when they ask the panel, who's one of the people that you see as a mentor? Everyone else is given all these significant people that are very good mentors, and I give a cartoon character. And people are like, what?
Give your cartoon. Who's your
Naruto.
He says he's the most ethical person I know.
Naruto Shippuden.
Naruto Shippuden. Okay, so
anime.
This is Exit Rich. It's by Michelle Sealer Tucker and Sharon Lecter. Sharon Lecter also wrote the book Think and Grow Rich for Women. It's specifically for women. She's a great women's advocate. I love this lady. She's an awesome coach, awesome lady. This is the 6P method to sell your business for a huge profit. Now, if you're going to go,
she was co-author with the Think and Grow Rich, not Think and Grow, Rich Dad Poor Dad, right?
I believe so. Yeah, she was co-author, or I don't know if she helped it and he took it. I don't know what happened.
But a significant mind that created that phenomenon as well.
Yeah. So Exit Rich is really good. If you're going to even start a business, if you're any kind of entrepreneur, I recommend starting with your exit plan. This is all about reverse engineering, because if you don't have an exit plan, if you don't have a plan to exit your business, we get into business and we think, I'm going to do this forever. And we're not. So even if you plan the exit, you have to plan a way to remove yourself from it. Otherwise, you bought yourself a job, which is what we learned when we owned the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hard way. We learned the
and your
hard
exit
way.
plan doesn't want to be going in partnership with someone unethical who steals your business. That's not an exit
plan.
That's an exit situation, emergency.
That was
circumstance.
That's the thing. If you don't have an exit plan, you're going to end up with an emergency exit, and that's not good.
Yeah,
it's devastating.
Yeah.
We lost everything in like overnight. Boom.
And
Like that.
you think, how hard is it to lose a gym? I mean, it was here yesterday. Look under the table.
So we also have the book Think and Grow Rich for Women. And if you're
Woohoo!
on Audible, it's $0.
Zero.
You can get it for free right now. And that's Sharon Lecter as well. And so this is really good. It's a really good book.
Think and Grow Rich for Women, Audible, $0.
Yeah.
Grab it.
It's for free.
Listen to it.
Absolutely.
And then take action on what you learned.
Jennifer Lude said, sorry, I was checking in for a CT scan. Thank you, Nettie, for sharing information about your book. Oh, thank you for joining us, even though you're at the doctor's office. So yeah, definitely grab that. It's $0. It costs nothing.
And definite well wishes to you, Jennifer, for the outcome.
Absolutely.
Love, prayers, and good vibes your way.
And if you don't have Audible, it's in the carousel at the very end. So go ahead and grab it. Real quick before I go into some of these.
And when you get to Audible on that carousel, you can sing, "This is the end, my friend.
This is
the
the
end.
My only friend, the end." Okay.
I don't. Songs with lyrics aren't good for me.
All right. I want to introduce this book. This is called The Book of Affirmations. Affirmations.
Affirmations, not affirmations.
So guys, this is going to be our January Book of the Month Club book. So if you want to read it with us in January, grab it now, and we're going to be reading this in January.
Hang on. For January? Grab it now. We're going to read it together in January. There's no pictures. This is not my kind of book. Where's the Biff, the Bam, the Pow, the superhero costume?
The Kazowie. Kazoks.
There's not even some fast vehicle that they get from one point to the other. Oh, yes, there is. It's your mind. Interesting.
Awesome. So let me just tell you about this book, and I think it is absolutely brilliant. Have you ever done any affirmations where you're like, I'm radiantly healthy, I'm wealthy, and your brain goes, the hell you are. No, you're not. Or whatever we're trying to create. And some people have done affirmations over and over and over again for years and years and years. And like, why isn't my life changing? Because in order to change the subconscious mind, so you've got your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. The conscious mind is going to take orders from the subconscious mind, takes orders from the conscious mind. So if the conscious mind goes, that's impossible, your entire subconscious mind goes, make that so. Right? It happens to be so, right? Another person.
That is the directive that we are now being told to work on.
Exactly. So that's what we're working on.
That's the directive. That's the latest blueprint plan for us to pull out and make so.
Yep. Yeah. So what's important about this is that, and Jamie shows this through an iceberg. If you see the tip of the iceberg and under, and the current is running under, what is actually moving that iceberg? Is it the current or is it the little tip that's sitting at the top, right?
So if the wind is blowing on the tip of the iceberg this way, but 90% of that iceberg is in the current's going this way, the wind is like a new thought, a new idea, but the current is like the habits and the subconscious mind on automatic pilot. It's going to move in the direction of your subconscious and automatic pilot. So we have to change that.
So the other thing is our brain is designed to answer questions. So if we ask the wrong questions, which most of us do, we're like, why can't I lose weight? And
why am I so lonely? Well, for starters, Jamie, A, B, C, D. Right. How can I get a meaningful relationship? Well, Jamie, A, B, C, D. It will answer your question. Ask better questions.
Exactly. And so that's what this book is about, is turning your affirmations into questions.
Ooh.
So rather than saying, I'm radiantly healthy, you could say, why is it so easy for me to just get up and make all the healthy choices? Why is it so easy for me to drop weight and feel so good? Why do I feel so amazing every single day? We start asking ourselves that questions. And as soon as you need to become an emu. You have no friends. Exactly. So as soon as I catch myself in a thought about myself, because it's hard to catch ourselves, we kind of do this subconsciously.
Challenging.
It's challenging.
Challenging.
Challenging. Not hard, but challenging.
Not hard. There's a little tip for you folks at home. Little Octopus says, change the word hard to challenging.
Yes, and it's important to change our words as well and start to listen to how we're speaking to ourselves. Yeah, and if you go, why can't I lose weight? It's like, because you suck. Blah blah blah. If you go,
your big bones, it's genetics.
Yeah.
Those other people are just lucky.
Yeah, and then if you go, how can I lose weight? It's like, drink more water, take an extra walk. So your
Stop
brain's
buying 6 donuts and eating them for breakfast.
Yeah. It's like, so your brain is designed to answer this question. So this is Affirmation, the Miracle of Positive Self-Talk. And this is going to be our book for January. So if you want it, grab it. We would love for you to join us in reading this book for January. You'll discover 4 simple steps to reach your goals faster than you ever thought possible. How an unhappy employee went from chronic debt to a 6-figure income using this method.
Ooh.
Yep. The 5-word phrase that will attract your desires on complete autopilot. The 10 words that will help you lose 10 pounds and keep it off. And how to think like a millionaire in less than 5 minutes a day. Really cool. So we would love for you to join us. So grab this book, grab it. It's only $9.99. And it is worth it. It has already changed what my thinking and the way I've done it. So I can read a little bit to you if you want as well.
So sit back and relax. Put your feet up and sip from that cup of tea as Amy introduces to you some words from the book of the month for January.
And he even ends chapters with questions to get you thinking. Yeah. It's really good. And he makes some suggestions and the things we do for money and healthy work habits. Here's beliefs about work. Like, why am I so successful? Why am I so confident in my work? Why do I love my job? Why can't I get what I want? Why can I get a raise? Why is my work so satisfying to me? Why am I so lucky to be doing the work I do? Why do I love expressing who I really am and being fabulously well paid for doing it? Why am I so valuable to people? So I did this as well with some issues I was having around a relationship. And so I said, why is it so easy for me to communicate with?
Don't point to me.
That wasn't you. That was
back up.
Was other difficult family members. You know who they are.
I know who they are, but the people watching think you're pointing to me.
PC Phil says, why ask why? Because your brain is designed to answer the question. So if you say, why do I easily bring in $50,000 every single month without any effort? Your brain starts going, look here, this is why. It's so easy.
What happens is our human body is designed to take in stimuli visually, audibly, through your touch, through your taste, and we bring in that information. Now we get like 40, 50,000 bits of information per second, yet conscious mind only can observe or look at or react to about 2,000. Less than 10% of the information that we're receiving is deemed relevant by the caudate nuclei in the center of the brain. It's like an editor-in-chief. Here's all the stories that came in this second. Here's the information that's relevant to you. Say, for example, when you're driving a car, you've trained yourself to go, give me information that's relevant to whether to the speed I'm going, whether it's a traffic light, are there people crossing back and forth, my side mirrors, is that red and blue flashing light behind me for me? You know, you get heightened stimuli. And that's a great example. The moment you see red and blue flashing lights behind you, everything else fades away, and that's the only point of information that you're observing. You quickly look at your speed. You quickly make sure there's no cell phone in your hand.
You quickly make sure that your tabs are current. You're like, do I have my registration?
So what happens is the caudate nuclei in the brain is filtering out all this information that's coming to us to the information that we're deemed relevant based on our habits and our past experience. So when we ask ourselves a question, we're actually putting that information to the front of the queue. There could be information out there that is relevant to us earning $50,000 a week, yet because we don't believe it's possible, we've never asked the question, how can I, or why do I deserve it, or why do I just seem to easily earn 50K a week? Because we haven't asked ourselves that question, that information is deemed not relevant because we're saying it's like, why am I so unhappy? Well, that's the question we've asked. So that's the relevant information we're going to present to you. Here's the evidence to the question you're asking. That's how our brain works. So when we change the way we ask questions, we change the experience that we're having. And for a lot of us, for all of us, there's different experiences available to us that are closer to our dreams, our goals, our desires, our wishes. Yet we haven't learned how to use our brain in such a way to support that. And that's what one of these books is about.
Absolutely.
I hope that explains why is such a powerful word to use.
Yeah. And so Sam just joined us. Jeanette's here. So I'm just sharing. This is going to be our book of the month for January. So welcome, Sam. We would love if you would join it. It's only $9.99. We're going to read it together. I think they have a hard copy. I know Sam prefers hard copies of books. I believe there's a hard copy of this one. But this is brilliant book, Affirmations, The Miracle of Positive Self-Talk. The forwards by John Assaraf. So we're going to be reading this in January. If you want to read it with us, we would love it. And Dred just joined us as well. Welcome, Dred.
Hey, Dred D.
Welcome, welcome. And
Welcome
I
to
just
the
added
gang.
Sam, Jeanette, and Dred onto the prize wheel. Love Affirmations. Have you done it? Have you read this book? Oh my God. It's.
Oh, look who goes to the top of the class. Then.
I know, right? It's amazing. So yeah, please join us. Okay, we're going to keep talking about that book next week. All right. So we also have 8 ways to declutter your brain. Is it brain or mind? I can't remember. If you could pull it up.
Your brain.
Your brain. That's what I thought. I can't see it sometimes when it's smaller like this. But we had this author on. This is by Teresa Pushkar, spelled Puskar. She was one of our interviews a little while ago. 8 Ways to Declutter Your Brain. Great book about really getting clear and decluttering your mind. Because we do have a lot of stuff rattling up there sometimes. And we also have your next step. It's 99 cents right now. Your next step. This is Edwin Zabata. This was published by Black Card Books. We also have it available as one of our prizes. And it also comes with a really cool bookmark.
Could you say that again?
Oh, my Siri thought I was talking to her. Sorry about that interruption.
It comes with a very cool little bookmark. Look at this. So black and gold. There's black tassels and gold tassels. And it says your next step. And it's actually metal. And so you can plop this in and keep your book. It's very cute. I love it. Nice little extra benefit. There's a best-selling Amazon author, Edwin Zapata, a young guy, great mind, helping people understand what that next step would look like for their own financial independence, their financial abundance, and
it's a great book.
Strategies for greater wealth.
Oh, cool. Okay, so Sam says, I never heard of this specific book, but I do journaling in the early AM before yoga, Pilates, and my journal has affirmations and quotes on the inside. So this is great. What we were talking about earlier was the problem with affirmations is that we say them over and over again, but our brain goes, the hell? No, that's not true. Like we go, I am a billionaire. And my brain goes, no, you're not. You're not even close. Right. And so that's where affirmations can be detrimental. Affirmations is asking the question, why? Because our brain is designed to answer it. Why am I a multi-billionaire? Why was it so easy and effortless for me to be a multi-billionaire?
It's using the technology of the way the brain actually naturally works, and that is to constantly answer questions. Any question conscious mind places there, subconscious mind goes to working on that and providing evidence to it. Another thing with the affirmations is that words alone don't create a change or a shift. It's thought, which are the words, and feeling. There has to be that emotion or energetic charge with it. So if you say, I'm happy all the time. I have a happy life. I did my affirmation about being happy.
That just made me sad.
There's nothing. If you go, what does it feel like to be happy? What's that?
Why is it so easy for me to feel happy?
It's like, so feel that. In the saying, you have to connect the thought and the feeling. The affirmations is using the brain's technology to answer questions for you. It's a different way of doing it. And it's
going to put your affirmations on steroids. Right. Awesome. Okay. Next book is Mother Industrial. Oh, interesting. So there's a difference between affirmation. Yes, there is. And affirmations. Absolutely.
AFFOR is this book. Hold it up again. Or it's down in the carousel.
It's
Click
in
it,
the
grab it.
carousel down below, but yeah, this is it.
AFFOR. Affirmations as opposed to affirming.
Exactly. Yeah. So Mother Industrial was written by Kenneth Chu. Always
Great
learn-
guy, Kenneth.
Great guy. He was another author we had on. This is all about female entrepreneurs that are parents, moms.
He has an awesome podcast too.
I just did a podcast interview for him a couple weeks ago in Singapore.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I was up at 5 a.m. Jamie didn't even notice.
I did. Because I'm up at 5 a.m. every morning. So why she's up at the same time as me?
Candy said, with so much negative energy out there, it's tough. Can't even watch the news without feeling like it's dragging me down. And Psalm says, always learn new things each day. Thanks, Amy and Jamie. My pleasure. And Candy, I agree. There's so much negativity out there. We don't have control over that. We have control over what we do in our actions. And that's the only thing we can control. We can't control what anybody out there is going to do. Sorry, I missed your show. Oh, you're good, Ginny. Welcome. You probably just woke up. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Yeah. And so we can't control what other people are going to do. We can't control the negativity that's out there. We control how we perceive it and how we react to it,
or reaction to it,
or whether we choose to engage in it or watch it.
I don't watch news.
Yeah. Jamie doesn't watch news at all. I'll watch a bit
because of the semiotics that's involved in the storytelling of the facts.
Yeah.
Because you can take any situation fact and present it in two contrasting ways to create an emotional response. And your emotions are changing the chemicals in the body and the way you think. So.
And your emotions are creating your whole reality. They are. It's the emotions.
Different emotional states actually turn on and turn off different DNA.
Absolutely. Okay, this is called.
Wow, we're reading that book. It's got more pictures.
This is Millennial Samurai. This is by George Chanos. Fascinating book, really good read. And this is one of those books that you can literally refer back to at any point. But he's got all kinds of different things in here. He's got little chapters.
Each little subject matter is like 1 to 2 pages. So you can actually flip through and go, what do I need to know today? Open it up and just read that in 5 to 10 minutes for that one little piece of information. So those are all tidbits of information. I think there's 219 or something chapters.
And what I found fascinating about it was that he had a heart attack years back. He was the former attorney general here in Nevada. He had a heart attack a few years back, ended up in the hospital. And when he was in the hospital, he was like, if I go, I need to share some information with my daughter. I need to inspire her and give her some help. And so he started writing. And after 100 pages of writing what he wanted her to know, advice he wanted to give her, he was like, this is a book. And so he ended up writing the book. That's how he ended up writing the book.
That's how that was the impetus for the
so
impulse.
I just opened it to never quit. You can never quit. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Ted Turner, founder of CNN. Candidates in the Navy SEAL training can quit at any time. Those who quit are required to go to the center of the training compound and ring a brass bell 3 times. On the first day of training, an instructor will tell the recruits that his goal is to push them to ring that bell, but he'll also tell them, if you quit, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Quitting never makes anything easier. Airbnb went for 4 years, unable to secure more than a minimum of funding until it ultimately received over $100 million in funding. In 1997, when Steve Jobs returned to Apple, a share of Apple stock would barely buy you a cup of coffee. Thomas Edison is said to have failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Edison famously said, I never quit until I get what I want. It was only after Abraham Lincoln had lost 2 runs for a senatorial seat that he ran for president of the United States and won. Just because you stop doing something doesn't mean you're quitting. Sometimes it takes vision and courage to know when something's not right and to stop and walk away. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up, and stopping isn't always quitting. Sometimes it's a conscious choice that allows you to move in another, more promising direction. Sometimes it's the right choice. If you win or lose in our win or lose society, we reject quitting and celebrate perseverance. But life is more nuanced than that. Isaac Newton failed miserably at being a farmer before he ultimately found a career in science. Didn't know that. He wasn't good.
That's when the apple hit him on the head.
Oh, he wasn't good at farming, but he was a genius at science. If you're trying and failing, it may be that you're not trying hard enough, or it may be that you just haven't tried the right thing yet. That's my motto. Don't give up on yourself or your goals just because you failed in one area or even several areas. Every time you try and fail, you learn something new. You learn more about yourself, about life, and about your strengths and weaknesses. You gain valuable insight and experience that can help you succeed next time. So keep trying, try something different, and don't let past failures keep you from future success. Awesome. So that's a Millennial Samurai. Okay. Do we have any comments you want to read? You've been checking them?
No. Yeah. No. Kenny and Simon just having a great little chat about keeping your energy clean, pure, and connected to your goals and your dreams of what's important to you. And that's just to paraphrase what they're saying is what we say is like, are you looking at life and the world as it happening to you or for you? If life is happening to you, every situation, circumstance, you're a victim to it. Someone else got a better deal, a better circumstance, a better opportunity. If you look at life as happening for you, then you are winning every single day, no matter what happens. There's a benefit, there's an outcome. And when you place your mind on what the benefit is for you in this situation, just like the affirmation book, asking why, oh, what's the benefit in this for me? You will be presented that piece of information that answers that question.
And Psalm says, this is exactly what I teach my kids. The next book is Rewire for Wealth. I've got the hardcover. It's back there. I love this book. This book has had such a change for me. What's so amazing about it is that for women, especially for women, we are very tied into our trauma. Our money is tied into our trauma. And it is just a fantastic book and it gives you exact action steps on what to do and how to shift that and get the trauma out of your life.
And it even has some questions in here that you can fill out. Very personal. I'll just read some that Amy filled out earlier.
No, you will not.
Why is my name here? Hashtag awkward.
Yeah, this is going to be one of our books of the month because I'm going to choose books that have really transformed me personally for a book of the month. So those are the books I'm going to choose.
And every 5th month will be my book of the month. And so you can go and buy the Phantom comic book series now. We'll just go through the first 10 seasons.
Exactly. Okay.
I grew up with the Phantom comic books. Yet my recommendation would be Naruto Shippuden. That would be my recommendation.
It's a great one.
Cartoon series.
So Rewire for Wealth is $23.08 and it is 18% off right now. It's a hardcover and it's a great book. If you haven't grabbed that book, grab that book. It's a good one. The next one we have is Feng Shui That Makes Sense. I love this book. It's got such a great explanation. Yeah, it's a good read. It's an easy read. It's a long read, actually, not an easy read. It's a lot, but it goes through the history of it. You learn about feng shui. One of the things I learned that I love that she does is like it's not about buying like a waterfall that goes in a certain corner of your house. And
it's
then
about buying a waterfall that goes in your koi pond, right?
No.
Oh.
And then that's supposed to magically create some outcome for you. It's not about that.
Not if you forget to feed the koi.
That's true. But it's about creating your space in such a way that brings you joy so that everything you look around makes you happy and also that you feel safe in your space. So that's why in feng shui, it's only rounded corners. You don't see any sharp edges because a sharp edge subconsciously in your brain, you're like, I need to be aware not to knock into that. I need to be aware that that doesn't hurt me. So we're constantly on edge, like an underlying psychological on edge if we don't feng shui our house. So this is a great book. It really explains down to earth, simple, easy to use, easy to feng shui your house with this book. So I love it. When something doesn't work out for you, there's always a better door opening at the end of the tunnel. That's absolutely true. Okay, this next book I'm super excited about. I just bought it last week. This is by Regina Thomas Howard. A lot of her fans call her Mama Gina. She is the ultimate woman's advocate for women. And this book is called the Mama Gina's School of Womanly Arts. Jamie's a little afraid that I'm reading this now.
I'm not afraid.
Using the power of pleasure to have your way with the world. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Diva of Desire, Regina Thomas Howard teaches women how to celebrate their passions, indulge their appetites, and adore their lives. This is the art of pleasure getting it and not giving it. It's really good book. I've dove into it a little bit, but I cannot wait to dive into this a little more because my close friend and colleague is Monique Halm. She is the author of a book. I think I have it on here, but she's a real estate expert, and I think it's the real estate experts investors hand guide. But she's the one that taught me to start taking time out for myself. The problem is that most of us women, we're wired to take care of other people. It's in our DNA, it just is. And so everybody else comes first and we're the last in line. So I worked and worked and worked, not to the brink of exhaustion, to absolute exhaustion, to where my body just goes, oh, and Nettie Owens said she's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, good. It's a great book, right, Nettie? Yeah, so Mama Gina's School of Womanly Arts. And so what I learned, and it's kind of cliche to say, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. However, what's fantastic, it does work. It does work because now when I take the space and take the moment to take care of myself and do some self-care first, I'm so much more effective in taking care of everybody else. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Jamie's like, I'm all about your pleasure, right, dear? Oh, cool. She's read the book that I can't say the name on, but I just got that in my Audible, Nettie, that same book, a reclamation, and it was excellent. I'm sure this one would be, yeah. It's a good one. So that one is also on my Audible. I'm getting ready to read that one too. So this, I'll just read a little bit. Take your daily dose of fun. And I just opened the book. I didn't plan this or anything. Not long ago, I found myself in the doldrums. I'd been working nonstop for 2 weeks and enjoying every second of it. But then came the day when the thought of sitting in my chair and working made my head explode. My husband, Bruce, suggested I go for a facial. I didn't want to, but I did. As soon as I was out of the house and heading to the salon, I felt better. But by the end of the facial, I felt fantastic. I was refreshed and ready for more fun, more work, more whatever. Bruce helped me to get on the right track. I recommend having a fun partner who can help fill your days with such excellent energy. But if you don't, you have to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, gals, and go for fun. If you're being a good girl, working hard and living up to your obligations, but clean living is just not making you happy, change and do something else. If you're in a rut, it's a rut that's not for you and you're wasting your time. If you're not having fun, you simply won't have enough energy to shift direction in life. The last thing in the world you'll feel like doing when you're not having fun is having fun. So don't let yourself sink so desperately low. A woman in pursuit of a pleasurable life will maintain her sense of humor at all costs. Even Mother Nature has a killer sense of humor. A kangaroo is a hilarious invention. A penguin, too hysterical. Each of us can add a little fun to our lives, even in small ways, and the result can be hugely entertaining life. You can make the decision to take control of something awful and turn it into something funny. Jamie's brilliant at that. Sometimes a little too soon. Anyway, so
it's never too soon to laugh.
This is great. Oh, nice. Candy said, "Hey, Amy, did you see I tagged you on IG when I opened my yoga tote? Thank you. Going to use it this weekend." I didn't see that, but I will go look for that, Candy. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I love that.
Nice.
So that's Mama Gina's School of Womanly Arts. This next book is called TA for Tots. It's on sale. It's $15.81. It's upstairs. This book changed. No, you don't have to go get it. It's fine, unless you want to.
No, I've got it in my office.
Oh, you got it in your office. Oh, okay. TA for Tots is an excellent read. This is great for kids. It's transactional analysis, transformational analysis, I believe is what TA stands for. It was written by a psychologist, and it really is a great book for kids to get their own self-esteem. It teaches them about the feelings, and you can have actual, honest, really good conversations about them.
And everyone's called prinzes, Prinzes. It's a creative word, or a princess or a prince, about being a royalty. And the great thing with this book is there's pictures.
It's an easy read too. But this is a brilliant book. I leaned on this book as a kid. I read it over and over and over again, and I loved it. And it explains about feelings that like warm fuzzies are like the good feelings.
Cold pricklies
are the bad feelings. And so it just really opens up the conversation for really understanding their own feelings and how they're feeling.
Yeah, I was reading this book with my niece. And helping, and I go, "Oh, so how are you feeling?" And she'd say, "I got cold pricklies." And well, let's talk about those cold pricklies. Where are they coming from, and how can we change them? And it talks about turning from a froz, F-R-O-Z, into a prinz, P-R-I-N-Z. So going from a frog to a prince, or a frog to a princess. And it talks about how all about you, feeling good and feeling bad, how it's like, it's not wrong to have a feeling. How you react to that feeling, there can be positive or negative outcomes, and how everybody has these same feelings. It's an absolutely brilliant book, especially if you've got young children, for them to read with you, you read with them, and to create a language base that they connect to be able to explain how they're feeling.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It made a big difference for me. Now we have kids in my life, and Jenny reminded me of the book. Actually, Jenny was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, that's right." And so we went and bought it for our grandson and for our niece. So yeah, it's a really good one. The next one is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, this isn't the original. I do recommend reading the original, but this one was on sale. So it's 25% off. It's only $7.49. The Think and Grow Rich is the granddaddy of all of the main books. So chapter 7 is my favorite, which is on decision. I think Jamie was talking about chapter 9, which was mastermind. Yeah. So chapter 7 about decision is all about the importance of making decisions. And how when you make a decision, you draw that line in the sand, that becomes what I call your not negotiable. So, and you get your not negotiables, or Tony Robbins says you get your musts, the things that must happen for you. If you need to pick your kid up every day at school at 3 p.m., come hell or high water, you're picking that kid up from school. It's a not negotiable, right? Even if you were in a car wreck and you're on a stretcher, you're still going to pick that kid up from school. So
or organize
how to get that
child to get,
because you're not going to leave your kid hanging there with his lower lip hanging out, wondering where mom's at. Mom, forget me. Or the worst mom feeling on the planet, where's my kid? Like, that's the worst feeling ever. I know, been there. So Think and Grow Rich is a great book. It's really about the thought process beyond, and Rich Dad Poor Dad is another one of those kinds of books. The thinking is really different. A poor person will think, how much is that going to cost me? Where a rich person thinks, how much is that going to make me? The questions are different. Again, it comes back to the questions. Hi, Pam. Welcome.
Which links back into the affirmation book that we're doing as our book club book for January.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do think differently. So this is a really great book to really understand and start to think differently. When you start hanging out with millionaires, you start asking different questions. You start thinking differently. It absolutely is true. This is Jamie's all-time favorite book. It's 55% off. Normally $12.95. It's only $5.77. This book is The 4 Agreements.
Oh yeah, this is an awesome book.
Yeah, I thought you'd like to talk about it.
Really, really, really is. This is one of the books I would recommend people to read. It connects to the conversation that you're having with yourself. Now, the 4 agreements are: don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personally. Speak with integrity and always do your best. Or speak well with your words. Something like that. It's about having integrity with your words. There we go. I know the thought process. So yeah, don't make assumptions is so important. Read the whole book, of course. There are the 4 agreements, and then there's another book, the 5th agreement, and then there's studies and courses and all the rest. I read this book. I have it on Audible probably about once a year at least. I'll quickly be doing something, and I'll put this book on and listen to it while I go for a long walk or clean the house. Those 4 principles of understanding are so valuable for you to increase the quality of your life and that for around you. When you make an assumption, a story that I learned, you make an ass out of you and me. A-S-S-U-M-E. Assume. But making an assumption, most of the time, we're not assuming the best, we're assuming the worst. We're going, oh, that person doesn't like me because of blah, blah, blah. We're creating a story. That story echoes in our mind and creates a chemical change in our body that affects our mood and our health. And then we react from that point of view based on a story we created ourselves through an assumption. That person mightn't have been making a face of you. That person might have been holding back a gas fart. You know, it's got nothing to do with you at all. They were concerned about being embarrassed themselves, or they might have been squinting not because of something you said, but because the sunlight caught them reflected from a car driving by in their window. You can't create a story about every little nuance that is happening in your environment based on a negative impact on you. If we created positive stories, that'd be a different thing. But most of the time,
We don't.
And even if we were creating a positive story, it'd be good for a short term. But when we found out the truth, then that would be an imbalance of our experience. So don't make assumptions, and then don't take anything personally. If someone is a total ass to you, it's not you, it's them.
Right.
If stuff happens, it happened. It's not because you were or weren't any particular way. So don't make assumptions. Don't take anything. Be impeccable with your word. Act out of integrity. What you say has to be what you mean. Otherwise, again, there is a discord, an imbalance in what you're saying, doing, thinking, feeling. And a discord is disharmony. Another way to call that is unease or dis-ease. You'll create illness within your body by being out of integrity with what you think and feel and say. And then, of course, the last one, so important, always do your best. Now, your best when you're super exhausted might be 5 out of 10. You did your best and acknowledge that, hey, I did the best I could. It's not about the end result. It's about what character you brought to that situation, to that moment. So a really great book. If you haven't read it, you really need to.
Absolutely. And Pam joined us. Hi, Pam. I added you onto the prize wheel. Also, PC Phil said, LOL, so true. RG Long, wise words to live by. And Candy said, I remember that saying from my shop teacher in high school. And welcome, Selena H., who just joined us and follows. Thank you for the follow. Selena, I'll also add you to the prize wheel. Selena, you're added. We added Pam.
And do you know what you call Santa when he takes a break?
What?
It's a Santa pause.
Oh, boom, boom. Okay. Back to books.
Thank you, Nettie.
You know what? I didn't tell you that happened this morning. This is just so funny. This is like boys, right? I raised a girl, so having boys around is just hilarious, right? So I get a drive-by I love you in my office. He just comes, my grandson, my little peanut, who's 9. He comes running by. I love you, Grandma. I'm like, love you too. He comes running by. I'm like, oh, cool. Drive by. I love you. Then he comes back then. I'm hearing him sing this song. He sings this song and he goes, everything is awesome because everything is real. Everything is great and everything's awesome because I love awesome. So I'm hearing the awesome song. And then he comes back running in my office, stands next to me, and then runs back out giggling. I farted. Oh my God. They are sugar and spice and everything nice.
No, that's girls.
Oh yeah, they're
sugar and spice.
They're
what are girls made of? What are little boys made of?
Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. That's for sure. Okay, Ginny, I did not add you, Ginny. Thank you. Glad you got me. Anybody else that I might not have added onto the prize wheel, please speak up. That'd be great. We're going to be spinning it fairly soon.
Yeah, I asked Amy what she wanted for Christmas, and she said, nothing would make me happier than a diamond necklace. And I knew how much she wanted a diamond necklace, but she just said nothing would make her happier. So I got a nothing.
Ah!
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this next book is called The Real Estate Investor Goddess Handbook.
This is Monique Holmes.
This is Monique Holmes. And yes, I am a real estate investor goddess with her. I work with her. That's the sisterhood that I'm in. I love this sisterhood. This is a great book if you're considering investing in real estate and you're a woman. This is for women. This is for us ladies to learn how to invest in real estate and the mindset behind investing. And the biggest takeaway is that men are transactional, women are relational. So it's all about the relationship for us. And so we're not going to invest in a property if it's going to cause a family to be homeless. But if I'm going to invest in a foreclosure and I'm going to make $40,000, why not give $20,000 to the family that's about to be homeless? So it's all about win-win. And she has a saying that we live by in the group is, I'm here to be financially free and bring others with me.
And bring others along with me.
And bring others along with me.
I'm here to be financially free and bring others along with me.
Yeah.
Sing it, everybody. I'm here to be financially free. Bring others along with me.
Awesome. Right. Your song, your words choked me. Your song got me choked.
You're all choked up?
I'm
Or
all
you're
choked
thinking
up.
about that diamond necklace still?
I'm still thinking about the diamond necklace. Where's my diamond necklace?
Boom, boom, boom.
Jamie didn't understand trophy wife when he married me. He was like, I'm supposed to be a trophy
She's
wife.
small enough. I put her on a mantle. She fell off. Do you know that happened to me once when I was speaking on this huge platform? I got up there and my leg went straight through the platform. One of the pro speakers came up and just tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Don't worry, Jamie. This is just a stage you're going through."
But bump. I was an obligatory bump because I've heard that a million times. He has repeated that over and over again. He's frozen. I'm not. Only half of the screen is frozen. He's repeated that over and over again. Like we've done a 3-day live event, and he's told that joke like 8 times in a 3-day live event.
Just in case someone missed it.
Oh.
With the really good jokes, everyone needs to hear. That's all I'm saying.
PC goes, Jamie froze. Absolutely. So that's Monique Holmes, real estate investor.
Awesome, ethical lady.
Oh, excellent lady. Ethical, really good, actionable things that you can start getting.
REIG.
REIG.
Real estate investor goddesses. Amy's got a t-shirt.
I do. I've got the t-shirt. It says, I own this place on the back. Okay. Oh, you forgot. You got me. I really thought half the screen was frozen. Oh, don't do it again. It's not funny a second time. It really isn't, Jamie. It's not. Okay, the next one is the argument hangover, which we're about to have. One.
It's not an argument.
Okay. And it's on sale too. It's $17.62. This was written by a good friend of ours, the Freemans. They're Aaron and Jocelyn Freeman. She was pregnant. She's probably had the baby by now.
That's right. Last time we were chatting.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And they wrote this book because you know how when you drink too much, you wake up the next day and you feel like crap? Well,
no, I don't drink.
Yeah, we don't drink. But have you ever had an argument and you woke up the next day and you feel like crap? You're just like, that. They call that the argument hangover. And so
because you spent the whole night working out all the answers to the questions you got fired at you earlier, and you're like, okay, now I'm super tired and getting, but I'm ready to finish this. It's like, should have finished it before you went to sleep.
Right. And it's just a way to communicate better as couples. I think it will help people in business as well. So I think communication is entirely important to resolve conflicts in that way. It's all through communication, right?
Now, what are the 5 things I've always said that are important in communication?
What are the 5 things you've always said?
Yes.
You haven't.
First thing is listening.
Well, you got to say it first.
I've said it. I've said it 1,000,000 times.
Only if he's laying next to me. What happened? LOL. Okay, the next thing is the Audible download. Download Audible if you've not downloaded this book. It is awesome.
I read 3 very big books when I drove to Canada via Audible.
I love Audible. A lot of our books are on Audible. I'm going to start putting some of the books on we've been trying to have the item here, but as long as we know about it and talk about it, we can prove that it's on our Audible. So we have hundreds of books on our Audible because we buy the yearly. So we get 24, we get 24 a year. And one thing that you might not know about Audible that's cool is you can actually turn a book in and get a new book and get the credit.
Yeah. If your book does a crime, just ring Audible Crime Watch 367-498.
Just in case your books are like unruly, right? No, but you can turn it in and you can trade it in and get a credit back and then get another book. So, I mean, we go through 24 books a year easy. I love it. I love it. It's great. And it comes down to like $9 a book. So it's super affordable, super cheap.
And you actually get a certain number of books that you can acquire. And sometimes the price of a book may be super cheap. So you're like, oh, I'll just buy that one and use my credit for the book that's actually even bigger. That's what we do.
Yeah, we do that quite a bit. So we go through more than 24 books.
Smart.
I also put this $50 Amazon gift card on here because I've been.
I am so smart. SMRT. I am so smart. SMRT. Do you know where that song is from?
No.
Does anyone know who's the singer of that song and where it's from?
You're the singer.
No. I learned that from a famous actor.
Really?
Yeah. Peter Griffin. Family Guy.
Okay, so I've got an Amazon gift card on here. I put $50 on there. I thought you guys might want to buy somebody an Amazon gift card for Christmas. We're going to be giving out.
And send it to me at.
We're going to either be giving out a $5 Amazon gift card or Edward's book. I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll do a couple spins. Probably. Bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird. Good song. Okay, and this next last item is the luxury lined journals. I love these journals. They are awesome. These are by they are by Paper Code. They're fantastic little journals. They're lined. But what's really cool, no coupon code for the $50 gift card. Oh, I know, right? Amazon's like that.
It's 50% off. It was $100 gift card.
Yeah. So now it's only 50. What's really cool about this is that you can actually tear these pages out. So if you want to keep them in the journal, or you can just tear them out. And they're just really easy to go through. For only $16, you get 2 journals. Love this journal. I do too. I love it too. So I use them for lots of different stuff. I've got them all. Got several of them all over the house. They're great. So that's the journal. Okay, who do we not have on? Who's not on the prize wheel?
If you're not here, raise your hand.
I'm going to sort by name. So I've got Stephanie Beebe. I've got Evans. I've got Jennifer Lude. I've got Jimmy. I've got RG Long, PC Phil, Candy, Jenny, Inspired Lightwork, Matthew, Pam, Psalm, Selena, Tanya, Dunsworth. Anybody I'm missing? Jeanette. I got
Nettie.
Do I have Jeanette on there? I do.
Let us know right now if you did not hear your name. Jeanette, your name's now going up.
Jeanette. Nettie.
And right. Nettie commented as well.
Nettie. Okay.
About the Mama Gina book.
All right. Let's add Nettie.
You comment, your name goes on the end.
Jason J. Sensitive workplace issue. Okay. Jason J, we got you. Selena H, we got you. Dread. I thought I put you on there. I guess I did not.
Dread D, I did not hear you. Yeah, put Dread D on.
So I think people got erased or something, so I thought I put it on there.
Sure. You're the only one who touched it.
I know.
I'm over here in the safe zone.
And please feel free to follow us if you're not following us yet. It's not required.
Helps you find us.
Helps you find us, though. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m.
And you get a notification. Well, so tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do our Unbox the Unknown show with our multiple prize wheels throughout the show, and lots of fun.
Lots of fun, always. Jennifer Lude is still here. Awesome. I've got her in there.
Jennifer Lude, congratulations.
Okay, anybody else?
Bueller.
Speak now
Bueller,
or forever hold your peace. I got Bueller, Evans on there. Yep. Okay.
Bueller.
Anybody else?
Bueller. All right, folks.
All right.
Let's shuffle.
All right. I'm going to share and shuffle. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. I'm still going to share and shuffle. I'm going to shuffle another again. I'm going to shuffle again. I'm shuffling again. What are they winning? Are they winning a $5 gift certificate, or do we want to send them a Edwin's book?
I'll let the winner choose.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Names for Amazon.
Because we're going to know if they're here, you let us know whether you want Edwin's awesome book with the collector edition bookmark or a $5 Amazon gift card. Let's see who the winner is.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to shuffle again and shuffle again and shuffle one more time and go to full screen. Here we go. Shuffle off the buffalo. I can actually do that.
She's the third person in on our chat this morning. The first 6 people who come into any of our shows gets a double entry. Congratulations.
That's why she has a 3 next to her name, because we have 1 through 6. And then when we hit 6, we give them all a double entry.
So would you like Edwin's fabulous book shipped out to you?
Would you like the book?
The $5 Amazon gift card. Let us know.
Yeah, she said she's here.
She did. She's here.
So you can do a $5 Amazon gift card, or you can get this book with a bookmark. And this is Edwin's Your Next Step. New tools for financial abundance now. Congratulations, Jennifer. Just tell us what you would prefer. Would you prefer us to ship you this book, or would you prefer a $5 Amazon gift card? It's up to you.
It's the awesome bookmark.
Yeah, the bookmark is really cool.
Nice metal book that says Your Next Step on it.
I got to grab one of those for my books.
Your Next Step. Very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Dunk, 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 dunk,
Jennifer, let us know what you want. Do you want the $5 or do you want the book and the bookmark?
Ooh, is Jennifer still here?
She said she was here earlier.
She did, just as we were spinning.
Gift card, please. Okay, you are getting a gift card.
So email Amy.
Yep, email me with your email address that you want me to send that gift card to, and we will get that sent out to you later today. So congratulations. Thanks for joining us. You guys are absolutely amazing. We adore every single one of you. Thanks for spending some time with us. We hope to live, learn, and love and grow together.
And go grab Nettie's book that's down there.
Grab Nettie's book. Also grab Affirmations. That'll be our book of the month for January. We'll read it together.
And we'll share insights, and you can share those insights back with us as well.
Awesome.
And remember, when you get a book, you're holding hands and taking a journey with an author mind down a road of possibilities.
Absolutely. See you tomorrow.
1, 2.
Wrong song.
Hey, we're back. Welcome to the future. Today's tomorrow. Yesterday, Amy hit the wrong button, and now, because of the wonders in technology, we're here now.
Just kidding. Remember, smile at a stranger.
Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.